Prince Harry is set to return to the UK later this month to attend the Well Child Awards, an event that he holds dear and has been closely associated with for over 16 years. The charity, which supports seriously ill children and their families, has consistently received Harry's personal attention, and he is known for spending meaningful time with the children, their caregivers, and families before the gala begins. This year, Harry will not only be attending, but also presenting the award for Inspirational Child, aged 4 to 6. However, as with many of Harry's public appearances, since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, his visit is marred by intense media scrutiny, especially concerning the absence of his wife, Duchess Meghan. As expected, the British tabloids have seized upon Meghan's absence, once again framing it as a snub to the UK. Outlets like GB News have already crafted narratives suggesting that Meghan is deliberately avoiding her husband's homeland, continuing a pattern they claim began when she opted not to attend events such as King Charles III's coronation. Yet the truth behind Meghan's absence from the UK is far more complex and tied to very real concerns about safety, trauma, and the hostile environment that the couple faced when they were still working members of the royal family. Let's dive deeper. Since stepping back from his role as a senior working royal, Prince Harry has been embroiled in an ongoing legal battle over the right to receive police protection for his family while in the UK. This issue is central to Meghan's decision not to accompany Harry to events like the Well Child Awards. The couple, along with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, no longer have the benefit of police security in the UK, a fact that Harry has publicly stated puts his family at risk. In the documentary Tabloids on Trial, Harry explained that the threat posed by the UK press is one of the key reasons why he has chosen not to bring his wife and children back to the UK. The couple's experience with media intrusion has not just been uncomfortable, it has been dangerous. Meghan, in particular, has faced relentless racist abuse and dehumanizing coverage that has made her life in the UK unbearable. During the interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, Harry revealed how the British tabloid press played a crucial role in the couple's decision to leave royal life behind. The situation became untenable when it became clear that the palace was unwilling to protect Meghan from the media's onslaught. In fact, Harry disclosed that there were instances where members of the royal family and palace aides actively colluded with the tabloids, feeding them stories and allowing harmful narratives about Meghan to proliferate. Given this backdrop, it is easy to understand why Meghan would be hesitant to return to a country where her safety is not guaranteed. Harry's legal battle to secure police protection for his family continues to underscore the risks they face when stepping foot on British soil. And until that battle is resolved, it is unlikely that Meghan will return. As much as the British media would like to frame her absence as a personal affront, it is a matter of common sense and security. Now, while security concerns are paramount, they are not the only reason Meghan is unlikely to return to the UK anytime soon. The trauma she endured while a working royal goes beyond media harassment. It also encompasses the systemic racism and hostile working environment she faced within the institution of the monarchy itself. During the launch of the Archewell Parents Network, Meghan hinted that she had not even scratched the surface of what she went through while part of the royal family. Her statement alluded to the deep pain and trauma she experienced behind the scenes, trauma that she has barely begun to unpack publicly. Meghan's experiences of racism and discrimination within the royal institution are not isolated. They are part of a broader pattern of systemic issues that continue to plague both the monarchy and British society. A recent article in The Telegraph sheds further light on this issue. Simon Case, who served as Prince William's private secretary, and played a key role in accelerating Harry and Meghan's exit from the royal family, has now been accused of fostering a hostile and racist work environment in his current role as cabinet secretary. Rawar Ahmar, a former Treasury civil servant, accused Case of failing to protect her from workplace discrimination and gaslighting. Her claims of systemic racism, bullying, and toxic leadership within the UK government are disturbingly similar to the experiences Meghan described during her time in the royal family. Ms. Ahmar's allegations against Simon Case further corroborate the notion that Meghan was up against far more than just media scrutiny during her time in the UK. She was facing an entire institutional culture that sought to undermine her at every turn. The fact that a high-ranking official like Simon Case has been accused of such behaviour only reinforces the reality that Meghan's departure from the royal family was not just about escaping media attention, but about preserving her mental health and well-being in the face of a system that was designed to break her. As one commentator put it, with the involvement of people like Simon Case, it's clear Meghan wasn't just up against tabloids. There's a whole culture behind the scenes. Ignoring this means accepting toxic behaviour in places of power. We should care about that. Another added, a whole UK leadership from top down behind a campaign to harm Meghan, mentally and physically, since the day she and Harry announced their relationship. These perspectives highlight the extent to which Meghan was targeted, not just by the press, but by the very people who were supposed to protect her. And that is not all. Even though Meghan has been thousands of miles away from the UK for years, the British tabloids have not ceased their attacks on her character. Just days ago, several outlets released articles accusing Meghan of being a dictator on high heels, a phrase that plays into age-old sexist and racist tropes about black women being domineering or difficult. The accusations against Meghan are not new. During her time as a working royal, similar stories emerged, with some palace staff claiming that she bullied them. These accusations, however, are a gross mischaracterization of Meghan's assertiveness. Meghan has always been a woman who knows what she wants and is unafraid to express her needs. In an episode of her Archetypes podcast, Meghan shared how challenging it has been to overcome her natural reticence in professional situations. She spoke about how women, particularly women of colour, are often socialised to be deferential and to avoid appearing too assertive. I find myself cowering and tiptoeing into a room when you're saying a sentence and the intonation goes up like it's a question, and you're like, "Oh my God, stop. Just say what it is that you need," she shared. Meghan's willingness to speak up and assert herself within an institution that thrives on hierarchy and deference likely made her a target for those who did not believe she belonged in the royal family, not just because of her gender, but because of her race. The narrative that Meghan is a bully or a dictator is not just about her actions. It is about reinforcing the idea that a woman of colour should not and cannot take up space in a predominantly white institution. This narrative, perpetuated by both the media and the palace, serves to vilify Meghan for daring to challenge the status quo. Pause 1.5. Given the depth of trauma Meghan experienced in the UK, it is not surprising that she has no intention of returning anytime soon. To ask her to go back would be to ask her to reopen old wounds and to subject herself once again to the hostility of a country that failed to protect her. The British media's ongoing vilification of Meghan only reinforces this reality. Even though she is no longer a working royal, she continues to be a target of abuse, misogyny, and racism. For Meghan, setting boundaries is crucial for her healing. By refusing to return to the UK, she is taking a stand not just for her own mental health, but for the well-being of her family. As one commentator noted, to survive, she had to leave the UK. Yet marriage, children, and 5,000 plus miles away from the hateful UK campaign, the hate won't stop. This speaks to the pervasive nature of the vitriol directed at Meghan. It transcends borders and continues to haunt her, even in her new life in California. It also highlights Meghan's decision not to return to the UK as a powerful act of self-preservation. It is a refusal to be drawn back into a toxic environment that nearly broke her. And it is a statement that she will not allow the media or the monarchy to control her narrative. By staying away, Meghan is reclaiming her agency and asserting her right to heal on her own terms. To summarize, as Prince Harry prepares to attend the Well Child Awards without Meghan by his side, the British media will no doubt continue to speculate about her absence, framing it as a snub or an indication that she does not care about the UK. But the truth is far more complex. Meghan's decision not to return to the UK is rooted in very real concerns about safety, security, and trauma. She is not avoiding the UK out of spite. She is protecting herself and her family from an environment that has consistently proven hostile and dangerous. In addition to that, the British media's fixation on Meghan's absence speaks to a broader societal issue: the refusal to acknowledge the harm that racism, misogyny, and systemic discrimination can cause. Meghan's experiences are not unique, and the fact that she has been so vilified for simply speaking her truth is a reflection of the deep-seated issues within both the monarchy and the media. Until the UK reckons with its treatment of Meghan and confronts the systems that allowed her to be mistreated, it is unlikely that she will return. And that, more than anything, is a tragedy for the country, because the people of the UK will continue to miss out on the Meghan sparkle. Thank you for watching.